What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. It is predictions time for the big game, Scotland versus Italy. What a contest this is going to be. The Italians travelling to Murrayfield to play this contest. Now in the past these two have had quite a rivalry. In the old days we would see these two fight for the wooden spoon. A lot has changed since then. We've seen Scotland really rise and show a lot of improvement over the years, becoming contenders to get into the top three these days, which is truly outstanding from their point of view. Gregor Townsend has done an absolutely outstanding job with the Scots, and they will want to continue their form going into the Six Nations campaign, as they will want to also put up their hand for the Rugby World Cup, scare a few teams, show them what they're capable of, what they can do, how they can maybe win and all that jazz. So it's going to be an important game, and I mean the first game of the year is always an important one to kickstart. You want to show that you're there to win and there to really prove a point. And you know, the talk of the weekend is Wales versus France and Ireland versus England. You know, this is also a game to talk about because we've got two great teams that are there to prove a point. Now the Italians, on the other hand, haven't had a good few years really. They haven't won a game in the Six Nations since 2015. Obviously they're going to want to change that. They beat Scotland last in 2015. Can they do it 4 years later? We will have to wait and see, but it's going to be a tough one. Sergio, obviously a true ambassador for Italian rugby, and they've got some great talent within that squad who can really do something. We've seen Benetton Treviso really show improvement in the Pro 14, so hoping to see a bit of improvement from the Italians this year as we've seen in the Pro 14. But it's going to be a challenge for them. There's a lot of talk about the Italian rugby, whether they should continue in Six Nations, whether they should give Georgia a chance, or whether they should have a relegation match. You know, I'm all for tradition. I love the history of the Six Nations, what it's all about, and I've grown up watching the Italians, also being a part of it. But you know, it will be nice that they can become more competitive and put up a fight. And I mean, if they could pick up a win in the 6 years as a Six Nations tournament, it will definitely be a move forward and an improvement going forward. So they'll be hoping, wanting to give it their absolute all. Play with heart, play with determination, capitalise on points when given the opportunity, defend hard, because I mean the Scots are going to come out running all ends up, and they're going to want to capitalise on points. You know, it's all about point scoring, getting the bonuses, getting the right moves and set pieces in. And like I said just now, Gregor Townsend will have a strategy in place in order to help the Italians, the Scottish, pick up where they left off from the success that they had in 2018 and 2017. They're just going to want to lift themselves up, show a movement forward. The away record for the Scots hasn't been great, but they've obviously got a home game for this one, so everything's in the favour towards the Scots. I mean, a lot of people have been commenting on my social media channels and on Facebook, on YouTube as well, saying, could Scotland maybe even surprise everyone and win this year? They did beat England last year, let's not forget that. So anything is possible. It's just all up to the players and how they develop and move forward going into this contest. If we look at some stats, the last 5 games that these guys have played against each other, Italy 27, Scotland 29. This was the 17th of March 2018. Now that's a pretty close fixture. If Italy can move forward on that level and take that into their confidence going forward, they've got every chance at winning. Anything is possible. Then we look at 2017, where it's not a great result, 29-0 to the Scots. 2016, 20-36 to Scotland. And then we've got that victory where Italy won 22-19 in 2015. So that was the last time Italy will have beaten Scotland, but they will definitely want to improve on the result that they had in 2018. If they can move forward on that result and capitalise where need be, they definitely have every chance at winning and moving forward on a positive note, which is extremely important for the Italians this year. But I mean, with the likes of Hogg, and Russell and all the brilliant players within that Scottish squad. It's going to be a tough battle. It really is going to be a tough battle. Scotland are without Watson, which is a big loss. But I'm curious to watch Strauss play if he gets in onto the field, as he was a former Lions and South African. So I'm curious to see how he plays in the park. But generally, I'm looking forward to this game. I think it's going to be an epic encounter. I think Gregor Townsend will have a few tricks up his sleeves going towards this match. But again, we cannot count out the Italians. If we look at the form of these both teams recently, Scotland have lost one in their last 5 games, having beaten Argentina 15-44, which is truly outstanding. This was on the 23rd of June. They have they lost to Wales, then they beat Fiji 54-17. So they've had their close moments. South Africa 20-26. We all know what a close game that was. Truly amazing test match of rugby. And then they beat Argentina again 14-9, which is truly amazing. And by the way, that first victory, 50-44, that was a victory in Argentina. And you know, the away record for Scotland hasn't been the hottest, but that was a good victory for them. If we look at the Italians, unfortunately, a few big results for them. They played New Zealand 66-3, lost 26-7, lost to Australia, Georgia. They beat Georgia, sorry, and then the rest were losses. So, you know, they got a lot of improvement. Sorry, those were incorrect. The last 5 stats was that win against Georgia and then losses to Italy. So they haven't lost 4-5. So, yeah, you know, anything is possible, guys. If they just move forward and play with the right consistency and level-headed, anything can happen. But you're here for predictions. I think it's going to be an interesting encounter. The first 20-30 minutes are going to be very important for both teams to really get a start. But I just think at the end of the game, the Italians are going to tire out and are just not going to be strong enough for the Scots. And I'm predicting a Scottish victory, and I think Scotland's going to take it by 15 points or more. Maybe 10-15 points, let's say 10-15 points. I just see Scotland at a different level this year. They're going to want to improve. They're going to want to really prove a point, especially with the World Cup around the corner. They're going to want to scare the big teams in the Six Nations. So for me, I see it being a 10-15 point game victory to Scotland. So that's going to do it for that prediction, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed, because the recap is coming out as well as the predictions for France versus Wales and Ireland versus England. Hit the subscribe button. Don't go anywhere. There is so much more to come. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.